In the case of rear foot reconstruction, the essential goals of the operation, determined by the biomechanics of the foot, must be clear. The heel standing in the rectus position is an expression of a stable subtalar joint, and therefore of a stable foot. The view from the rear of the loaded foot shows very simply whether a foot is stable or not. The repositioning of the talonavicular joint is also key for a stable foot. Functionally, this joint is considered to be the anterior chamber of the lower ankle joint and is commonly referred to as the coccipedis. The reconstruction and stabilization of the medial arch is not merely a radiological goal, but also a condition for a stable foot when it accepts a load. The more stable the dressing, the earlier a foot that has undergone complex reconstruction can be loaded. A neutral forefoot is a precondition when the lower ankle joint is stiffened as part of the reconstruction. Compensation for an incorrectly positioned forefoot is then no longer possible. In the case of the neuropathic foot, which we call Charcot foot in diabetics and also in neuropathies from a different origin, the goals of our operation must naturally be formulated somewhat differently. A stable transfer of the load to the foot must be achieved even if serious rear foot malpositionings are present. The stable medial arch is an expression of the best possible alignment of the heel and of anatomy-conforming reconstruction. The plantigrade sole of the foot must absolutely be achieved in order to permit the fitting of a shoe that will not cause ulceration and avoid pressure points. The greatest problem is stable, long-lasting internal fixation even in the case of poor bone quality, even if distinct progress has been achieved with locking implants. The earliest possible loading requires stable osteosynthesis with highly loadable internal fixation systems to prevent the inactivity atrophy of an already damaged bone system, also to intervene in the destructive osteoendocrinological processes. The destruction of the medial arch puts considerable inherent pressure on the skin in the medial and plantar directions and induces ulcerations that are frequently colonized by MRSA, leading to long hospitalizations and amputations. The vertical talus arises due to the destruction of the rear foot bones, as well as by luxation of talonavicular joint in the case of pes planovalgus. This malposition should be surgically corrected as best as possible, if the talus can be preserved. Therefore, what could be more obvious than to analyze the anatomy of the foot and to follow the contour of the foot skeleton distally with a plate system formed so it can be positioned on the entire medial column from the talus to the first metatarsal effortlessly. The Medialis System 3.5 was created in this way: a plate system conforming to all requirements of modern reconstructive surgery. It is a locking plate system. It offers an anatomically correct fit, 1.5 mm profile thickness for reconstructions, 2 mm profile thickness for reconstruction for the neuropathic foot, a 3.5 screw system with locking and standard screws, as well as long screws for transpedal osteosynthesis. Therefore, a plate set is now available with differently formed plates of 1.5 mm and 2 mm thickness, including screws up to a length of 40 mm.